Hey guys, what is going on? It's Timpedia, and I'm going to do a special video just for you guys, because two different people have given me requests. One person wanted a tutorial on how to get mods working, and another person wants to know just what mods I am using. I know it's kind of pathetic that I'm excited that two people asked me to do things, but I don't exactly have a lot of fans at this point, so I take what I can get. And I like to appease who I can, so I thought I'd throw this little video together and pray that Fraps will accept me working with my desktop. So, anyway, I'm going to start out with how to install a mod. First thing is you gotta find a mod you want. For example, here's one of the ones that I use a lot, the one where I store a lot of my gear, the Armory Lab. This site is the TES Nexus. You can see you probably can't see it because it's terrible quality, but if you just Google TES Nexus, they also have Fallout mods. Since this is a site, the Nexus is pretty much a site dedicated to all Bethesda stuff. I think whatever. So you find a mod you want. You can do over here top 100 things have recently been updated. Search for what you want. You come into the thing and you usually find a file. You download the file. All this stuff is basically whatever you want, and different compatibility things. Like there's another mod I don't use called Open Cities, which means you don't have to go through gates to get into cities. The only problem with that mod is that, in my opinion, it really ruins a lot of other mods. Like a lot of mods that require cities to be the way they are don't work, and I'm sure they tried to remedy that, but I don't know. I don't really care. It's not a game breaker for me, so I don't care. So you download the file, and it usually comes in a number of formats. It can sometimes come in what's called an ESP, let me just show you. A lot of the time they will come as these zip files, which usually contain, let's just open one up, the Quest Award Leveler, another one that I've mentioned in the first episode. And all you do is you find these things sometimes. If the most basic ones that don't do much, I have these .esp files. All you do is you take these .esp files, and usually most any other files, is then you go to your Bethesda folder, Oblivion, and you drop it in your data folder. As you see, I have a lot of ESP files here. If you have any files, any files that are called, where is one? Let me see if I can find one. Come on, show me the file type. If you have a file called a .bsa, you can throw that right in the data folder. If you have any folders such as meshes or textures, you can throw them right in here too, and it'll just mush them all together into one big thing. It doesn't really matter if you overwrite. I mean, usually most mods come with specific instructions if it's more than just drop the ESP in here. But now you guys might say, okay, what do I do with ESPs now? Well, oops, sorry, I did not mean to click on that. I don't really care about Lord of Ultima. Now, the Oblivion game came with a thing that if you opened the launcher, you could activate a thing where it would, you could click on data files and it would show this, but that's not what I use. Here's two things that you really should download. The biggest one is the Mod Manager. This is basically vital if you want to have a really good modding experience. It makes things much easier than the Oblivion setup, and a number of mods actually require that you use OBMM, which is awesome. And another one you should definitely get is the OBSE, the Oblivion Script Extender. Download the stable version. I don't know what the beta version is. I haven't seen this updated since the year ago that I did this last time I played Oblivion and updated it. So you just download these two, OBSE. Let me show you, actually. Of course, I closed the folder. I'm sorry if I sound kind of tired and kind of out of it. It is 1:20 in the morning when I'm recording this, and I'll probably put it up tomorrow. Don't worry about .pack files. That's part of another mod, and I'll go through what all these are in a bit. I'll show you in my mod manager what I have exactly. Oblivion Mod Manager is a executable, I think. Is it? Oh, .omod. That's whatever. Oh, no, that's another mod. Sorry. OMods are a file that's sort of like a super ESP, I guess you could say. You basically, within the mod manager, you break down .omod files. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. But yeah, OBSE, here it is. And you get this, and then you just drop this into the Oblivion folder. And trust me when I say these kind of things, like it's complicated, has a README, you just read it. Installation should be very simple. If you guys run into any problems, you can definitely contact me through YouTube. I'm always willing to help you guys out. And no one should be denied playing this great game. And OBSE is very helpful. A lot of mods use it. It basically, I think it just makes the scripts, it adds a lot of scripts to Oblivion, I guess. Oblivion Mod Manager, here's what the folder looks like. All it is an executable. You run it, you set it up, bing, bada, boom, you're done. Oh, what else? This is just the 2 patch files, since I had to run the patcher, but it's really not much of a deal. You just Google Oblivion patch. It's not the end of the world. I think that's all the file types. The unofficial Oblivion patch, a very important one, comes as an exe. Just run it. Simple as that. Yeah, that's all the file types, I think. Let me just go into a random one. Yeah, so if they don't have installation instructions, they almost definitely should on their file page in the description. That's why TES Nexus is very good. You can just go on here, and it's just totally visible. You can see right away, usually, like facts, frequently encountered problems, how to fix them, description, to access. It's very, unless they're a real jerk modder, they will tell you almost everything you need. And usually there's a lot of comments you can read, discussion. So TES Nexus is very helpful and has a lot of the best files. So now that you've got all your mods in the Oblivion data folder, what do you do now? Well, you just run Mod Manager. If it wants to load up on me. My setup, my desktop seems a little weird because I'm used to having a second monitor, but I had to shut it down because Fraps does not like 2 monitors since it barely likes 1. Okay, now here's a ton of files. Now, what do you do with all these? Well, if you want the ESPs to run, all you do is check the box next to them. It's pretty simple. It says Armory Lab isn't checked, but that's because I have 2 versions of it. One of them requires a subversion. You don't really need this. I don't know. Whatever. That's not important. So you basically just run through, you check off everything that you want to run. If you run into bugs or the game won't run, I would definitely recommend going through and just bug testing. All you have to do is uncheck and check, and the game will just use it as that exact setup every single time. So if you're running into a problem, just bug test. It really isn't difficult. I'd like to do like a cluster of 5 mods since I have so many, and I'll just run the game if I'm like, oh, the problem's gone, then I'll start narrowing it down. If you have any OMOD files, they will appear over here. And basically what you can do is you tell Oblivion Mod Manager to activate them, and then it will bring the ESP over here for you to activate or deactivate. Like, for example, the Shadowfang Keep that I have. You guys have not seen yet. That might be the next castle I go to. It should be over here somewhere. Yep, there it is. .esp. And all these other things say part of unknown. But if you bring it over from an OMOD, it'll tell you where it's brought it over from, which is just right here. I'll just show you for the hell of it. It's blue when it's active. Yes, I want to deactivate. I'll just reactivate it. Green is deactivated. So you basically just alternate between these 2. And then look, it loads up. Install castles as single nerd plug. Yes. And now I'm going to have to recheck that one. And don't worry about thinking that if you deactivate or change things while Oblivion is shut down, it will only register each time it boots up what the changes have been. And that's actually only if you load a game. So even if you go into Oblivion, if you haven't loaded, there are no changes. Now there's a bunch of other things over here. Help, about, settings, utilities, batch actions, import, export. I never needed any of these. You could probably use import, export to bring ESPs in easier, but I found it's easier to just drop the files into the data folder and then just do it from here because they'll just show up automatically each time you boot Mod Manager. And then you just run launch Oblivion. The first time you do it, a box will appear here saying that you don't need to use this to launch Oblivion with the mods going, but you do if you want to use script extender going. So I always just open Mod Manager and go through here. There's probably some workaround. I don't do it. But all you do is you do shift. There's the box will appear with an OK button. It'll say press shift OK to make this never appear and launch Oblivion. You just do shift OK, launch Oblivion, and you should be ready to have your game running with mods. If you're going to run mods, I would definitely recommend having a brand new game, because it will usually run a lot better, because a lot of mods sometimes, well, not all mods, but some usually need a new game to work, and it's usually a good experience because you want to see how everything is fully integrated. So now, onto my list of mods. Well, I'll probably be using this, the mod manager, and the list of files, because some of them I don't remember what they are. I just threw them on and let it go. But let's start over here, because a lot of these have good names. Quest Allure Award Leveler. You guys already know what that is. Basically, it just means that it gives me an item in my inventory that I can activate, and it will automatically sense all items that depend on your level when you receive them. Like, as I said in my earlier in my first episode, if you get a quest done at level 5, like if you've got Umbra at level 5, Umbra is a really good sword that's leveled. If you got it level 5 and you get to level 20, you're like, oh god, Umbra's so weak, but it's the best sword in the game. You just run the item, and if Umbra's in your inventory, Umbra is now at what its level 20 stats would be if you beat the quest then, which is really nice. It really sucked before to be screwed with low-level gear that was awesome if you'd gotten it later, but you had to get it early to level up. Fight for Castle Ravenpride. That's basically, you guys have seen the entire thing. I mean, there's a little more for me to do. I'll probably do that in my next episode, finish it up. If I get the merchant there, then it'll probably take a whole episode, 20 minutes, just because I think you have to go to another city. It'll be quick, but then I'll move on to probably another castle, or maybe that portal I saw in the third episode. 1H Blades with Scabbards. This is the mod that changes all of the blades into their new high-res models that he did that I thought was pretty cool, so I would grab this one. I'll probably just give a little recommendation if I've used them. A lot of these I have not used before. Aden's Epic Dungeon. Have not found it, have never played with it. You guys are going to see it the first time I go through with it. I don't know. We'll have to see if it's good or not. I don't really read reviews before I get them. I just thought, wow, that looks cool. All I go by is usually on TES Nexus. There are endorsements you can look at. It's basically if you give a thumbs up or thumbs down to this file, and I usually go for ones that have a lot of downloads and or a lot of endorsements. So it should be good. Against the Zealots of the Nine. This seems like a multi-quest mod that I wanted to get to work before, and for some reason I've just never found it to work. Maybe I just never ran into it or something, or I was never a high enough level, but I don't know. Animated window lighting system. It's supposed to... There's a lot of options here that you can use. Oh, I forgot to get Kvatch Rebuilt. That's a mod I have to get, because Kvatch Rebuilt is an excellent mod. It basically, after you beat Kvatch, you can install it. Although I don't know if they made made one where you can run it, where you can install it before Kvatch is finished. But if you're supposed to run it after Kvatch is finished, at least as far as I remember. And it basically rebuilds all of Kvatch with new quests and stuff. I thought it was okay, but... I mean, I'll definitely get it, but I don't remember how good it was. I don't think it was the best. But yeah, the animated window lighting system is supposed to add things like... I have the smoke option on, so smoke is supposed to rise from chimneys, and lights are supposed to work. I haven't really noticed, but maybe it's just immersing a little more. Maybe. Hopefully. That'd be cool. Armory Lab, version 5. This is the first time I've ever used this updated version, as I said, that has all these new rooms, and like that second room, the bedroom. But it looks like it could be cool. I mean, it's basically the same thing. And then you have to have 4.1. I ran into that the hard way. I ran in and a bunch of meshes were broken, so I had to download 4.1 and put it in. Artifacts of the Ancestors. I don't think I've ever run this one before. I think I've tried to, but I never got it to work or something. Let's see. Did I ever do this? It doesn't say. Quest begins you have to find a book. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I ever did this one, but it does seem kind of cool. I want to try it out. I always go for quest mods because if they're good quests, they're really awesome to play. Artifacts 1.1. I think that's just a fix for that. Artifacts. Oh no, this is Artifacts 1.1. readme.jpg? Who puts a readme into a JPEG? That's kind of weird. Usually it's a Word or a Notepad or sometimes a PDF, but I've never seen a JPEG before. I think this is just another quest one. I think it... Oh, wait, no, that comes with an HTML file. Cancel. Stop. I don't really care if you guys are seeing my whole setup. It's not the end of the world. What the hell is this? Come on, run the readme. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. It's basically a quest mod, I think. Auto book placer. You can basically buy bookshelves. I saw them in a store at least once when I was not recording. I think it's basically just a bookshelf where you can just right-click and it just places books on it, which is pretty sick considering it was such a hassle. And whenever you like walk near a bookshelf before, it would just knock over all the books. Now you can just throw them on a shelf and let them be there, and you can look at them. It's pretty cool. Broombeck mixed textures. Ooh, God. Oh, I don't remember this. I don't remember installing this, honestly. Maybe I didn't install it. Whatever. It probably just... I don't know. This is pretty crazy. I don't think I installed this. Whatever. Or maybe I had it and I didn't. Oh, well, it's gone now. Meteoric weaponry. It basically just adds some new weapons to the game. I don't know. I don't remember where I find them. Let me see if the README says it. Lore. Instructions. I don't know where to find them. Engage marauders. Okay, so it's randomly generated loot. So it's basically some new items that randomly appear. Bag of Holding. You guys know what that does. It's a D&D item that someone brought into the game. Basically, you can throw items into it. It's basically a chest you carry around with you, which is pretty sick. Bloodlines version 1.2. I don't think I ever played this before, but I was in the city, I think, actually, that it's supposed to take place in, which is kind of funny. I totally stumbled onto it by accident when I was exploring. I think it just adds a long set of quests, which is pretty sick. As I said, I always love this kind of thing. Crowded cities and crowded roads, yeah, they don't seem to really work very well. I thought they'd make it a lot more crowded, not like a 1 or 2 more people, so, oh well. CSRI 2, I don't remember what this is. I know it's bad for classic sword replacers. Oh, okay. Actually, this might be the thing that changes... Yeah, I think 1H Blades adds new swords. This is what changes the swords in-game. Darth Revan OMOD. I think this is supposed to add a quest where you run into Darth Revan, which is just freaking awesome. I can't wait to find him. Decorator Assistant. I needed it to help with some other mod, but I think he just makes decorating easier, or you could buy like curtains and stuff. I don't know. Dragon Invasion. This sounds badass. It basically brings dragons into Cyrodiil after you beat the main campaign, which is really sick. Elder Council plugin basically just adds some more people to the Elder Council chambers, I think. Fixed ESP for some armory that I don't think I use. Glenvar Castle, another castle that I have not run into yet. See, this thing actually has a setup. You basically just drop this into Oblivion data and then everything. So that's actually a perfect tutorial right there. Hoarfrost Castle, probably the castle I'm going to do next. I actually already accidentally started the quest, and I'll probably just pick up from there and I'll show you guys. HOD, this giant thing, it's basically, I forget what the full name is. No, I can't remember, whatever. It's basically a really long set of quests. You can they actually let you download. Here, let me check on Firefox really quick. HOD. House. Oops. Shut off Fraps there for a second, my bad. Sorry about that, people. I can't find it. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Over here. And this is what I'm looking for. It's a really long quest. Unique castles. Supposedly it changes all the castles in the game from the sub-cities to be more unique. I haven't noticed or looked, so maybe. Improved signs. Pretty awesome. It changes all the signs textures to be a lot nicer. Evelian. I think it adds a bunch of quests. Patch readme. Just copy. Whatever. I think it's a new quest thing. Another thing that I'll run into. Jedi lightsabers. That is badass. I can't wait to find some lightsabers. That's going to be fucking awesome. New shock effects. White. Change the lightning effects to what I have now. The white, which is pretty sick. Lost Spires. Imperial Forts patch. I think I have Imperial Forts going on here. Maybe. No. You know, I probably did that because I thought Imperial Empire Unique Castles also had Forts patch, but whatever. As a mini-map, I don't know if I have that mod working. I think it was a little bit annoying and wouldn't function properly, so I shut it off. Or I didn't even install it. It's supposed to change up the mini-map. Can't really comment. Mountain Tower seems really cool. I never played it yet, but I heard it seemed to say good things about it. It's basically a similar thing to the Arcane Tower DLC or Wizard's Tower. I forget what it's called. Because I got chipped out of that stupid... I paid $15 for that DLC a year ago, and Bethesda chipped me out of it because the stupid downloader didn't work. So, yeah. I don't have. That's why I don't have any DLC, official DLC, besides Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine, because I have Game of the Year edition for the PC. Myths and Legends. This adds the Lord of the Rings gear, which is going to be pretty sick when I go find it. It's probably going to be coming up in one of the next episodes. Probably not yet, but a couple of episodes down the line. Natural environments. Changed a lot of the environments to be much nicer looking. Probably why the game looks so nice compared to what I'm used to. It helps. I mean, that along with the graphics being up definitely helps. Oblivion Mod Manager and OBSC have been over in detail, and I already showed you guys. Those are essential if you want to mod your game at all. Resnod Mannequins. It's basically the mod that Armory requires. It basically adds those mannequins that you can put armor on and put gear on, and you can also change poses that they're in. I just haven't done it when I've been recording. But yeah, you can change poses like have weapon drawn, shield raised, casting something. It's pretty cool. Shadowfang Keep, never checked out yet. Going to be pretty sick. Sounds pretty awesome. It's an OMOD file, so maybe that means it's super badass. I don't know. Armory of the Ancestor. I don't even remember if I still have this working. I don't even think I put it on. Maybe I will. But it's... Oops, sorry. Not a high priority right now. Why do I still have Quest Award Leveler open? Anyway, where's the other files? Close this. Sorry about this, guys. It's sort of an informal video. I'm just sort of doing this before I go to bed. Imperial Waters added those waterfalls in the Imperial City that look really sick. If you have a high-end computer, I would recommend getting it just because it has a nice little effect to the Imperial City, but it's not nearly vital. Naked Nord adds a new quest that I don't think I've had before again, but I don't think I ever did it correctly or something, or I kept forgetting about it. Yeah, but it seems like it's going to be pretty good. Oh, wait a second. I just realized something. Myths and Legends. Is this... No. Myths and Legends is a new quest. My bad. I realized I'd done this wrong. Myths and Legends adds weapons that you find using quests that you start with books in different places. Probably do that. Or probably cheat. Just get the books and read me. I'm really not into the puzzle stuff in Oblivion because, I don't know, it's just not... It takes too long and I don't really care. It's such an inaccurate thing. Spartan Project adds a quest to get Spartan Armor, an Energy Sword, and Jackal Shield. General Lots really wants me to do this one because he thinks this is going to be awesome, and the armor is so overpowered, I really kind of want to wait on it because the armor, basically you basically become the Flash. Sorry about that there. My roommate came in. But I'm almost done, and I can go to sleep. Yay! The Lost Spires, one of the absolute best quest mods I have ever completed. Absolutely get this mod. Adds tons of sweet new items. You get great quest rewards, which look really sick. Basically, these items that you can carry around and put down, they look really decorative and really awesome. You get a ton of cool, really well-designed items that have sick textures, as I said. The spires themselves are great. Definitely get it. Tears of the Fiend is insanely huge. It's basically 3 mods put into one, which is really fucking great. It's basically, I think, a mod called the Legacy, Tears of the Fiend, and I can't remember, and the Butcher of Armandale. It's basically 3 giant mods that were made separately or made in order, and then they got put into one giant mod collection. It's really a sick mod. You should definitely try it. I'm near the end. I'll probably get onto this really epic stuff, or in the middle or something. But we'll see. OMOD is a file I do not use. It's useless. Valinor Manor. I haven't found it yet. Guess it's going to be a house. Probably going to be pretty cool. Where does it say on where to get the thing? North of Breville. House, map marker, whatever. I'll probably find all this stuff. It's going to be a cool house. Weapons of the Fallen Heroes is the Lord of the Rings one I was thinking about. My girlfriend would probably really like this one because she's really into Lord of the Rings, and I am too. Not as much so. But it's still awesome. And basically you go into a cave and find Lord of the Rings swords for every character, which are really sick. Well, guys, I am out of breath, about to collapse, and about to fall asleep. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video that I threw together. Probably going to go up tomorrow, as well as Oblivion, the 5th episode for Blip, because Blip is a jerk, and I had 1.01 gigs, and Blip wouldn't let me do more than 1 gig, so I had to cut out the credits and intro, and it just fit. It just fit. And a special video that you guys will have to watch and check out some other time, unless you've already seen it. It involves General Lots and a lot of hilarity and him being none the wiser, so... Anyway, this is Timpedia. I'm going to sign off, guys. I hope you like this tutorial. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I really want to be available to you guys because if I can enjoy Oblivion this much, you guys should be able to enjoy it too. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day.